Good morning, Denise Dryden here. So, in the transition between Montana and the West Coast and Montana and the West Coast, I lost an hour somehow, so we're in the backyard, and this is the amazing cedar tree that's right outside my window, and it's fabulous. So I thought it was the most fun, being that I'm a little short of time this morning, to get in front of that. And today I wanted to talk about the concept of being seen. Like really being seen. And in the last couple weeks I've talked about empowerment and about what happens when we dehumanize each other or we subjugate each other. And there's been sort of like this ongoing theme, which is there's a lot of us out there that are feeling unseen. We're feeling hurt. We're feeling like we don't belong. We're feeling like there's something wrong with us. And so what I want to do today is take two concepts that are so present in my life, that are woven together, and show you how I weave them together, right? So one is, how do we empower and see and hear somebody, right? And then what happens when there's a level of sensitivity, highly sensitive? What happens when that's present, and how do these two work together and serve each other? So bear with me and let's go find out how I'm gonna pull all this together, okay? When we empower each other, when we, last week we talked about being able to pay attention and notice, collect some information and some data on what you notice, and then speak your truth. And when we can empower somebody, we give them a moment of freedom. You know, I've been practicing this on the phone with my clients. I've been practicing this with myself. And when we really do a beautiful empowerment statement, there's this, you see me, you know who I am. And it's a freedom. It's a freedom from some of the judgment, some of the stress, some of the pressures that we feel. So if we can find ways to give that to others, give that to ourselves, I think that's like the most magnificent gift we can start to hone in on, right? Is giving someone a chance to be seen, to be absolutely at peace and seen. We also give them a perspective of themselves, sort of a pathway of what happens. Oh, if that's what that feels like, I didn't know what that feels like, or I'd forgotten. We give them a pathway. We give ourselves a pathway into that level of relaxation, into that level of peace, into a way of, oh, if I just can get there again, I can feel that in my body. So we're taking a feeling and an experience, and we're connecting it to being seen, being empowered. When we see each other, when I see you, when I see myself, there's a validation. And that's the important part, and that's, I think, the dovetail of the HSP. Because an HSP is a highly sensitive person. And if you go back over my videos, you'll see that I've talked a lot about this level of sensitivity, which is what happens when you have 17 different neurological access points, more than the average human, that's collecting data all the time, and what happens to us as human beings. HSPs, highly sensitive people, they are not like everyone else. You know, I have a little prop here. So let's just say that this is 80% of the population, and we're these beautiful, compact balls of wisdom and information, and we go through school, and we go through work, and we go through relationship. And then we come across the sensitive. I love this. Because they're porous. They're open. They're complex. They're multidimensional. They're quantum. And it isn't like they're like this big, and they're reacting to everything in the world all the time, right? Coming at them, coming in, what they feel, what they see, what they hear, all of that, right? So sometimes when we're raising a sensitive, or we're around sensitives, we're like, if you could just fit in and get into this classroom and do your best, or if you could just get your homework done, or if you could just fill in the blank. What we want to do is we want to constrict that magnificence, and we want to make it fit. And then we wonder why this is just a big ball of anxiety and pain and frustration and either isolation, pulling in, or expand or pushing against, fighting against. No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But they don't know that this is the reason why. There are these beautiful, expanded, multidimensional beings. So when we can go at it and say something like, I see you, they go like, you wait. And sometimes they don't even know that they're like this. We say, I see this beauty in you. They're like, really? You can see that? There's something there, you can see that? And it's just this beautiful connection, right? So with the sensitive, I want to just review real quick that because they're so big and they're so open, there's this depth of processing. They're gathering information through all of these open, porous data points, right? And they're just in overwhelm. So, they get overstimulated. They get overwhelmed. They have tons of emotions coming in. They can feel the emotions of others, or they have reactions within their own emotions. And their senses are alive. Imagine that each of these points are like hearing, seeing, touching, tasting, smelling. And clothing can rub you on the neck. You have a hypervigilance to smell. This is if it comes through the senses, right? Or bright lights, loud noises. They startle. They sort of wreck your day, right? So we've got all sorts of data coming in, and it's overwhelming. Now, there's another reason why I wanted to talk about the relationship between being seen and HSPs today. Elaine Aron, who wrote The Highly Sensitive Person in 1997, started with a statistic that said 15 to 20% of the population is highly sensitive. That's 1 out of every 5 human beings on our planet. And I was like, my experience in the therapeutic industry is it's higher. Oh, it's so much higher than that. The most beautiful part is that Elaine Aron just published that in her now current study, she's saying that the population of HSPs on our planet is 25 to 35%, which means that it's gone from 1 out of every 5 to 1 out of every 3. Which means that, think of your nuclear family, think of your workplace, think of you and your family of origin. So who's the sensitive in there? Where is the line? What's it coming down through? And how do we deal with these magnificent beings that are starting, or these magnificent skills within each of us as beings? I'm going to reframe that are showing up. And how do we recognize and see this so that we know that there's something magnificent that we want to honor? Right? So there are so many old ways of coping. When we try to take someone like this, we hover, we manage, we problem solve, we fix it, we clear the path. No wonder we have things like the helicopter moms, the snow plows, because they're trying to figure out, how do I get this kiddo into school with a bunch of kids who act, and the school needs them to be like this. So when we can honor this and we can change those old ways, we make a substantial difference in our world. Now, I want to take you through a closed eye exercise, if you will go there with me. I just dropped my prop. So just sit back for a second. Wherever you are, just let your body just relax for a minute and close your eyes. Just for a moment or two. Just follow me. Take a deep breath in and out. Let your body relax. And answer this question. When was the last time you were seen? When was the last time you were seen by another? Really seen. Let all those images swirl around in your head. When you were noticed, recognized, connected to in that place. Now notice what that feels like in your body. Take that moment where you were seen and notice what happens in your body when you feel that. When was the last time you saw yourself? where you looked in the mirror with your full attention, with kindness and appreciation, with authenticity. Again, hold that image and notice, what did that feel like in your body? What does it feel like to be seen by yourself, to be noticed? Let that just swirl around for a minute. Now bring yourself back to this video and open your eyes. What do you know now that you didn't know before? Can you access that memory, and can you feel those feelings? Now take a deep breath in and relax. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, relax your neck, your forehead, and let this in. You took some time today to watch this video, and you listened, and you watched, and you fully participated in the closed eye exercise I just asked you to do. And I am so honored that you did that with me. Thank you. Just let that thank you go into your body and know that you're seen, and that the time that you took to watch this video is so appreciated and such a gift to yourself. That's what it feels like to be seen. That's what it feels like when we offer that to someone else. That beautiful, open, expanded chest. And that sense of belonging. And that sense that we matter. So this is what I do. If you want to learn more about how to be seen and how to see others, give me a call. You can find me on DeniseDrydenCoaching.com, and I would love to talk with you. You have a wonderful Sunday, and enjoy this magnificent cedar tree, or any trees you can get out and touch today. Thank you. Bye-bye.